Hello world. This video will attempt to give a preliminary sketch of the formalism used by the dialectician. So we represent our syllogism in this way, where the variables are propositions, and B follows necessarily from A. We then have the following form for the general syllogism from A to N. This choice is based on the tripartite theory of logos given in the writings of Aristotle, which gives a gyroscopic conception of logos, which utilizes and unifies rhetoric, dialectic, and geometry. For the rhetorician, enthymeme is primary. For the dialectician, syllogism. For the geometer, ratio. This formalism for the general syllogism gives a unifying framework for all three technae, in my view. It's a very nice way of viewing syllogism. Also, it is directly related to the structure of metaphor. Very important in the treatise on dialectic is the notion of contrary. The dialectician uses physics. The physicist uses dialectic. Both technae use contraries. Although the definitions, still ambiguous, at least in my mind, they seem very similar and also different. So I've given two definitions here, highlighting my interpretation of the corresponding formalism in the treatise on physics and the treatise on dialectic. So in physics, we use the topological notation bracket AB to represent the topological definition as found in physics. So in physics, contraries AB are objects, where A becomes B and B becomes A, or perhaps A becomes B or B becomes A. And the notation bracket AB is meant to represent a collection of objects with an order structure. The order structure need not be linearly ordered. It only needs satisfy A becomes CI becomes CB for a possibly empty class of objects CI, I and I, such that the CI are intermediary between A and B in the order of becoming. In the treatise on dialectic, we have a definition of contraries presented as follows. So in dialectic, AB are contraries when A and B cannot be simultaneously true or simultaneously false. The notation and definitions will probably change as I continue my studies. I still haven't quite understood the nature of non-uniqueness with respect to contraries and dialectic, while we have while we seem to have uniqueness with respect to contraries in physics, at least with respect to endpoints. That's my interpretation anyway. So these definitions will probably evolve, but it's very interesting to have topological structure at the foundation. Anyway. So this is the formalism of dialectic in my view.